Welcome to Champions Code. I'm your host, Kane Swift. Today on Champions Code, imagine achieving your life's dream, only to find yourself more isolated than ever before. Today, we uncover how Hank Aaron transformed a burden of hate into a legacy of empowerment, and what you can learn from his loneliness to conquer your own seemingly impossible records. The letter trembled in Henry Aaron's hands. Another death threat, this one more chilling than the last. Tomorrow he would step to the plate, one home run away from breaking baseball's most hallowed record. But tonight, in the suffocating quiet of his hotel room, he wondered, was immortality worth the cost of feeling so mortal? Mobile, Alabama, 1942. The crack of wood against leather pierced the heavy summer air. 8-year-old Henry Aaron gripped his makeshift bat, really just a broken piece of fence post, and watched the ball soar over the dirt lot that served as his field of dreams. Other kids played baseball for fun. Henry played because it was the only place where the color of his skin didn't matter, where excellence spoke louder than prejudice. His mother would say, watching him practice his swing for hours, hitting rocks with that old fence post until his hands blistered and bled. But she saw what others missed, the quiet fire in his eyes, a determination that went beyond the game. In a world that told him he was less, every perfect swing was an act of defiance. They called him quiet, standoffish, cold, but they misunderstood his silence. While other players showboated and celebrated, Henry Aaron never smiled with a bat in his hands. His focus was absolute, almost unnerving. This wasn't just concentration, it was armor. Every pitch, every at-bat, was a chance to prove wrong everyone who said a black boy from Mobile couldn't be great. By 18, his talent was undeniable. The Indianapolis Clowns of the Negro League signed him, and suddenly Henry Aaron was playing professional baseball. But even as he excelled, breaking records and turning heads, the whispers followed. He's good, but the unspoken end of that sentence hung in the air like Alabama humidity. 1953 brought his first true test. The South Atlantic League, previously all-white, watched as Henry Aaron stepped onto their pristine fields. He didn't just play, he dominated. 23 home runs, a .362 batting average, and the league's most valuable player award. With each success came new barriers, new threats, new reminders that excellence alone wasn't enough. By 1973, Aaron stood on the precipice of something unprecedented. Babe Ruth's career home run record, 714, a number that had become baseball scripture, was within reach. But as he closed in on history, the darkness gathered. The letters began arriving, thousands of them. Death threats, racial slurs, promises of violence. The FBI had to open his mail. His children needed police protection at school. You might think this would break a man's spirit, but remember that quiet boy from Mobile, the one who turned silence into strength. Aaron didn't just persevere, he excelled. Through it all, he maintained a dignity that made the hatred seem small, even as it threatened to consume him. If you're enjoying Champions Code, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, The Champion's Edge. Learn the elite mindset of warriors like Jordan and Phelps to intelligently outperform. Now, back to the episode. April 8, 1974. Atlanta Fulton County Stadium vibrated with anticipation. In the fourth inning, Aaron stepped to the plate against Los Angeles Dodgers pitcher Al Downing. The pitch came in, a fastball, belt high. Time seemed to slow as Aaron's bat met the ball with that familiar crack. As it sailed toward left field, 53,775 people held their breath. The ball cleared the fence, number 715, history made. But watch the footage closely. As Aaron rounded the bases, two young white fans suddenly appeared, running alongside him. In that moment, with death threats fresh in his mind, Aaron's face flickered with fear before recognition. They were celebrating, not attacking. It was a split second that captured everything. Triumph and terror, progress and prejudice, all wrapped into one historic trot around the bases. Not as a black man who broke a white man's record, but as a ball player who achieved excellence through relentless dedication. Yet the hatred didn't stop with the record. If anything, it intensified. The letters kept coming, the threats continued, the isolation grew deeper. But here's what most people miss about Hank Aaron. His greatest achievement wasn't breaking a record. It was what he did with the platform it gave him. Aaron became the first black American in MLB senior management. He established the Chasing the Dream Foundation, helping underprivileged youth pursue their own dreams. He kept every hate letter he received, not out of bitterness, but as evidence of what he'd overcome and what still needed to change. Think about that fence post in Mobile, transformed by a boy's determination into a weapon of change. Think about those death threats, transformed by dignity into fuel for progress. Think about that lonely hotel room, where a man chose greatness over comfort, progress over safety. What's your 715? What record seems unbreakable in your life? What barriers tell you impossible? The power of Aaron's story isn't just in what he achieved, but in how he achieved it, with quiet determination, unwavering focus, and the courage to keep swinging when others would have put down the bat. In 2002, when President George W. Bush draped the Presidential Medal of Freedom around Aaron's neck, it wasn't just celebrating a baseball record. It was honoring a man who showed us that true greatness isn't in avoiding the pitches life throws at you. It's in how you handle them, how you keep your dignity when others try to strip it away, how you turn personal triumph into collective progress. And in the end, Hank Aaron taught us that true victory comes not just from breaking records, but from breaking the chains that bind us. Your own 715 is waiting. The question isn't whether you'll face opposition, you will. The question is, will you keep swinging? The next time you face what seems impossible, remember that boy in Mobile with his fence post bat. Remember the man who turned hate mail into motivation. Remember that greatness isn't about being perfect, it's about being persistent. What will you do with your next at bat? On the next episode of Champions Code, imagine a world where breaking barriers wasn't just about records, but defying societal norms. After witnessing Hank Aaron's silent revolution, you might wonder, what if an athlete dared to challenge not only physical limits, but also deeply ingrained prejudices against women in sports? Next week, we journey from the dusty fields of Texas to the global stage of Olympic glory with a name that echoes through history, Babe Didrikson Zaharias. Her story, like Aaron's, is one of relentless pursuit and unyielding spirit, but it also shines a spotlight on themes yet unexplored in this series. The impact of societal expectations on women athletes and the fierce determination required to overcome them. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code, or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, The Champion's Edge. 7 days, 7 champion habits. Train your mind like an Olympian and outmaneuver competitors while putting in less effort. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/cc. Thanks for watching.